Okay.
Go.
All right. Good evening. I'd like to call the February 17th, 2022 voting session to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Colleen, will you please call roll?
Mr. Ambrose.
Present. Here.
Mrs. Enzo.
Here.
Mr. King.
Here.
Mr. Moab.
Here.
Mr. O'Neill.
Here.
Mr. Ross.
Here.
Mr. Zaritsky.
Here.
Here. Mr. Hellesy.
Thank you, Ms. Belcastro. I think everyone in the audience tonight has been at some of our past meetings and they've heard the decorum statement, so I'm not going to read the whole thing. But if we have to review it, we will, but no reason to review it tonight. So.
Okay. So we're going to go to public comments on agenda items.
Any public comment?
Okay.
No, thank you.
All right. Moving along. Minutes to approve the resolution voting session minutes from January 12th, 2022, which can be found on attachment A. And number 2, to approve the voting session minutes from January 20th, 2022, which is on attachment B.
So moved.
Mr. Bloom, second. Mr. King, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Mr. King, treasurer's report.
Following bills and reports are submitted for approval. Number 1, to confirm the January 2022 general fund payments in the amount of $1,296,092.70, attachment C. Number 2, to confirm the January 2022 cafeteria fund payments in the amount of $64,583.31, attachment D. Report to approve the January 2022 Berkheimer report, attachment E. I will make that motion.
Second, Mr. Moad, seconds. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Moving down to board policy. Before we get started, last week, we talked that Mr. Ross was giving up his position at the IU. So that means we need to nominate somebody to fill that position.
First of all, before I nominate somebody, I'd like to thank Mr. Ross for the number of years he served on it. And I don't know if Lucky missed any meetings. You know how conscientious he is. We thank you for your services.
Pleasure.
At this time, I'd like to nominate Thomas Moad to fill that position.
Seconded. Okay, so then,
Any other nominations?
so I can just go down to it. Okay. So moving down, number 1, to approve the 2022-2023 Central Valley School District calendar, which can be found on attachment F. To approve the nomination of Tom Moad as representative to the Beaver Valley Intermediate Unit Board, serving a term of 3 years beginning July 1st, 2022. Number 3, to approve resolution number 2022-03 for the proposed additions and renovations to the Center Grange Primary School, which can be found on attachment G. Number 4, to approve resolution 2022-04, offering a retirement incentive for Central Valley support employees. And number 5, to approve resolution 2022-05, offering a retirement incentive for Central Valley professional employees, management personnel, and confidential secretaries. Do I have a motion? Mrs. DeCenzo, second.
Could Dr. Perry just clarify item 3?
Yeah, so item 3 is the resolution for the proposed additions and renovations to Center Grange Primary School. That's the Act 34 hearing that was described by the architects that have to happen before you do a building project, regardless of what the building project is. That is no commitment to anything with regards to finance, spending, so on and so forth. I believe there's some misunderstanding that the board is taking a motion tonight to approve the project in whole. That is not accurate. The board will not make any movement on the project until that project goes out to bid along with alternates to that project. So that project has been broken into several pieces depending on what comes back on the bids. That will not happen until probably the end of May. Sometime in May, I believe they said that we would go out to bid. Don't hold me to that exact date, but it'll be advertised when the bids are, so on and so forth.
This is a requirement.
This is a requirement, so there is no movement with regards to amount of money spent for the project at this point in time. That will not happen until bids come in, and then the board will decide what they want to do with the information that they have on the amount of bids, whatever the cost of the project and all those pieces are.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Still need a second.
Mr. Bloom, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. O'Neill, there's nothing
Yep.
here on, do you have anything to, Add?
No, there's nothing at this time, but Dr. Perry, I'd appreciate it if you could send me any dates of when the contracts are due in the school district and the service
Yep.
contracts and all that sort of thing.
Yes, sir, I will take care of that.
Thank you.
okay? Moving to education, Mr. Ross.
Number one, to approve, confirm the release time and staff development requests. The conference location is listed in the left-hand column. The individuals that will partake in the conference are in the middle. And the dates that they will partake in them is on the right-hand side. So move.
Second.
Mr. Zaritsky seconds. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Nothing for technology.
Mr. King, athletics.
Following spring coaching positions and stipends pending receipt, review, and acceptance of all clearances. The left column there is the sport, the middle column is the head coach or the coaches, and the right column is the stipend. I'll read the head coaches. Baseball, Bruce Herstein. Softball, Shannon Sullivan. Boys tennis, Tim Casey. Middle school volleyball, Candace Glumac. Track and field, Bill King. Middle school swimming, Mark Elder. Number two, to give final approval for the varsity baseball team to attend spring training at Cocoa Beach, Florida from March 16th to March 21st, 2022, attachment H. Number three, to give approval for the varsity softball team to attend spring training at Pigeon Forge, Tennessee from March 24th to March 27th, 2022, attachment I. Four, to give final approval for the high school marching and jazz bands to attend a trip to Orlando, Florida from March 15th, 2022 to March 20th, 2022, attachment L. I'll make that motion.
Second, Mr. Ambrose. Any questions, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Just a reminder, tennis soccer interviews will be Wednesday, February 23rd. They start at 1 PM. Mr. Chacon, I believe, put an email out to the board. I think he'll probably send a finalized list once he has it confirmed.
That was the first, did you say?
That is the 23rd at 1 o'clock,
Third.
next Wednesday.
Extracurricular, Mrs. DeSenza.
FYI, there's the following field trips, the description, group and dates attending. That's it.
Okay, second.
I think it's just an FYI.
It's just informational.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Mr. Zaritsky. Get me out of.
One, to approve and confirm the following building usage requests pending final approval from the superintendent regarding the review of the organization's health and safety plan, as well as a liability waiver sign off. As you see the chart, there's the building, the organization, the date, and there's purpose. If I may add one quick update that we, Ms. Belcastro, myself, Dr. Perry, and Mr. Saccone, athletic director, did sit down and meet with the executive board for Central Valley Youth Soccer on this past Wednesday. we were working and preparing some information with them from the architect and the engineers to see the effect of the youth soccer program at the Center Grange facility. We had a really good open discussion. We went through with the work of Dr. Perry, Mr. Sircone, other properties that the district has, options that Central Valley Youth Soccer can use in their interim during construction, after construction. I think the meeting went very well. I think they were very excited at some of the other properties that are potential, I think a step up for some of the travel and some of the older kids that are playing over there. So we'll continue to stay in contact with them. I think we were going to meet them next week to put feet on the ground so they could see these facilities, how we can make it work. And there's going to be a lot of, question answers. We're going to go back and forth, but the district is willing to work with the organization, see what we can provide and how we can make the transition as easy as possible. So other than that, I'll make the motion.
Okay. Do I have a second? Mr. Bloom? Any other questions, discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries.
I do want to remind members of the Building and Grounds Committee, we will have a meeting on Wednesday, March 17th during the work day. That is the same day that we have a board meeting, also same day as the Act 34 hearing. I will have to wait until I hear from John Badia as far as what time to slot that during the day. So I will be sending further communication out as it gets closer.
And that's a lot. Just keep refining the process of what's proposed about all the different buildings and all the.
That is correct. Looking at all the master list of issues that need to be done in the other buildings as not related to Center Grange.
Personnel, Mr. Bloom.
Yes, we need to approve additions to the 2021-2022 substitute list pending receipt, review, and acceptance of all clearances found on attachment J. To approve an FMLA request for high school teacher from March 17th, 2022 through June 3rd, 2022. Number 3, to approve the retirement of Nicole Saheda, learning support teacher, effective February 14th, 2022, found on attachment K. Number 4, to approve Megan Knight as a long-term substitute teacher, Center Grange, from January 24th, 2022 through June 3rd, 2022, pending receipt, review, and acceptance of all clearances. 5, to approve an FMLA request for a paraprofessional from February 17th, 2022 through February 28th, 2022. Anything else, Dr. Perry?
No, on that substitute list, on the attachment J, there will be one name added to that I got. Jamie Green is a cafeteria sub. We'll be adding to that sub list.
So moved.
Okay, second. Mr. King. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Ambrose,
Okay, thank you.
Finance.
Thank you. The only thing I have is our results of the bond refinance. And it gives this whole board here and myself great pleasure that we are announcing the final results of the district's bond sale. The bond yield of the transaction is 3.05. It was 3.94. The bonds were used to refund the district's series of 2017 bonds, part of the Ton-Lade building project, and produced a net savings after all cost of the issuance of $1,101,000. The money will be used to address the middle school roof. The second Ton-Lade bond of 2018 will be reviewed in about a year and a half to see where the rates are at that time and see if there's additional savings we can garner. So again, congratulations to the whole board.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Moving to public comments.
A comment?
Okay. Okay.
I'll be available and working tomorrow, but I will not be in district. So if you need me, text me, call me, whatever the case is. And everybody drive safe tonight. It's ugly out
It's ugly out there. Okay, so we'll go to board comments. Members,
Good.
nothing?
Nothing.
Mr. Bloom?
Congratulate the boys and girls basketball team for making the playoffs. I wish them luck.
Okay.
And I heard the cheerleaders did pretty well in Florida. I didn't hear the final results, but I heard they did. pretty well.
Ross?
I also, what Mr. Bloom said, because I did hear the same thing that he heard, how well our cheerleaders did in Florida. And again, congratulations to our sports program that we have going.
Up until Mr. DeCenzo, Mr. King?
Just an echo.
Echo, okay. Mr. Moed?
Echo.
Echo, and I'll echo too, and I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Mr. King?
Second, Mr. Moed, all in favor?
Aye.